Warning, this video contains spoilers for the games Fable 1, Gears of War 2, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, Halo 3, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Hey, what's up? This is EZEKXY here, and today I'll be talking about something that's a little bit overused, but also at the same time a little bit underutilized. It's a story of revenge and vengeance that a lot of video games use, and it can be the difference between a good and a great game. The idea is that vengeance can't really be the driving force from the get-go of a video game. I feel like I've seen this scenario like way too many times. It starts off by saying, "Hi, I'm your dad," and the other person goes, "Hi, I'm your mom." About a minute or two of cutscenes and they're dead. And now you're on this quest to avenge them and potentially the town that's also got burned down with them. Sounds like a lot like Fable, no? Fable at least broke from the norm by providing a little playtime throughout the town. You eventually got to interact with your sister and stuff like that, but it still wasn't enough if you ask me. I mean, now don't get me wrong, I loved Fable. It was an awesome game. But when it comes to a revenge plot, it did what a lot of old RPG games did, and that it just basically told the players, "Hey you, you player, you love these people, and bad guys came and killed them, so why don't you just go avenge the people you love?" When in reality, the player could honestly care less about these fictitious parents. And right around now, you as the viewer are probably wondering, why would you ever care about fictitious parents? Or like a bunch of pixels in the screen in the first place? Well, eventually players do start caring if they've seen enough of that character in the story. Like basically why people cry at the end of a really sad movie. They begin to care about the characters of that movie. Now going on from Fable, well, the next game I could think of that did a pretty good revenge plot, I guess, would be Gears of War 2. Gears of War 2 had a really good idea, and it was basically the fact that they introduced a character named Ty, and basically what happens is that he kills himself due to being tortured so much. Gears basically sucked you into the game and framed Ty as the quiet giant that kicked some major ass. Throughout the campaign, the characters called Ty invincible, and in cutscenes you'd see him come out alive in like crazy situations. When this character that was your ally throughout the game ends up killing himself due to being tortured, you get a sense of, wow, the Locusts are messed up. And Locusts are pretty much the bad guys throughout the game, if you didn't know. And I mean, I personally went on a rampage after Ty died. I ended up chainsawing every Locust and executing with the Y button instead of the X button, if you know what I mean. And so Gears did a pretty good job. I mean, I wasn't heartbroken or anything, but I was definitely, disgruntled at the fact that they killed off such a badass character. Well, in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, when Shepard killed Ghost and Roach, I was very, and I mean very, pissed off. Maybe it was because Ghost is one of the biggest badasses in all of gaming history, with his skull balaclava and everything. Maybe it's because he sounds like Gaz from Call of Duty number 4. Or maybe it's because the bastards burnt their bodies after they killed them. Basically, in this game, these soldiers go through hell and then are given thanks by being capped when they're most vulnerable by the people they trusted. And just like the betrayal in Modern Warfare 2, Halo 3 had the same idea when you spend so much time helping someone out, in this game, 343 Guilty Spark, and then he ends up killing one of your allies. In this game, Johnson. Really? Really, you're gonna kill Johnson? Johnson survived the Flood in number 1, took on the Covenant in a Scarab in number 2, and narrowly survives when he was surrounded by brutes and was basically being beaten by them in number 3, and then you go and kill him by a so-called ally? Are you noticing the trend here? These last two examples show pretty good execution of the revenge plot, because they use the idea of betrayal, and because over time you grow attached to the characters and you start trusting other characters, betrayal is able to happen. You can't be betrayed if you never trusted someone in the first place. The game doesn't need to tell you, hey, you want to kill these guys, through a script or anything. You as a player just feel like Shepard or 343 Guilty Spark deserves a bullet in the head for whatever they did in the game. Finally, the best example of a revenge plot that actually worked would have to be Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. This is also good because it doesn't really use betrayal as a driving factor. It's just straight up revenge towards the end. However, this can't really be used as a proper example for this whole video, but it can also show you something that the whole revenge story in general. The end of Modern Warfare surprised me, to be honest. I did not think that developers would kill off everyone in the squad. And note that these are the characters that have basically been driving the story. They're the ones that talk. They're the ones that pretty much save your ass in the cutscenes. And I say cutscenes because in the game, well, the AI doesn't really end up saving you, if you know what I mean. But anyways, the antagonist, the main bad guy, EZEKXY, comes out of nowhere at the end and basically just caps all of your squad mates right before your eyes. And it's extremely sad because the squad is all basically knocked out from an explosion right before, so you basically see them like crawling and like writhing on the ground in pain, and then the bastard just comes out of nowhere and just shoots him in the back of the head. Least to say, when I first got the pistol from Price, I was so pissed at EZEKXY that I emptied the entire clip into him, and basically forgot to kill the guards. Whoops! But yeah, that's how much I hated him, that I could care less about the 2 guards next to him, and I spent 9 bullets, was it 9 bullets? Basically 9 bullets shooting a dead guy. That's how pissed I was. If I could, I would teabag EZEKXY. So basically, what am I trying to get at here? Well, number 1, you can't tell the player to be angry. You have to make him angry. You have to make the player hate the antagonist via an enticing storyline where the player learns to like some characters and, I don't know, maybe the antagonist kills these characters or something like that. And number 2, revenge is usually a good incentive for players to play the game and see through to the end, because they want to extract that revenge. However, as you can see within these games, the good feeling that comes with extracting that revenge grows more and more the later the initial reason for revenge comes within a game. In COD 4, in Call of Duty 4, I didn't really care too much about EZEKXY until he killed the squad. I went from not caring to this man must die in a second. So all I'm saying is that I personally, this is honestly my opinion, like my personal opinion, is that the revenge plot should be used towards the latter part of the game. And it's hard to compare games because in shooters the incentive to play the game is already there. It's a shooter. You want to play the game because it's awesome and there's that huge adrenaline rush. Whereas in RPGs the incentive to play the game isn't really the action but rather the story. And so maybe that's why the developers try to like initially grab the player's attention by giving them a reason, using revenge as the reason. But even if that's true, I feel like the proper execution of a revenge plot gives players such a good rush that saving that plot for when the player genuinely cares about the characters is a better idea and will most definitely leave the player satisfied at the end. And so, wow, this was another long video for me. Sorry about that, and also sorry if you had the games ruined for you, but you know, come on, man. I left a disclaimer in the beginning, so seriously. But anyways, thank you guys for listening in again, and sorry about the mic. I mean, I'm trying out a new mic. This is my headset mic. If the audio levels are too low or something, I mean, I'll try to fix it. I mean, I'm like trying out different mics and stuff like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, like I said, I'll try to get a better mic soon, and yeah, that's about it. Thank you, and I'll try to make more videos soon. Peace.